In the small town of Nazareth, nestled between the hills of Galilee, there lived a humble carpenter named Jesus. He was known for his skill with wood, crafting tables, chairs, and homes for the townspeople. But beyond his craftsmanship, what made him truly remarkable was his wisdom and compassion. As a young man, Jesus often spent his evenings sitting with children, telling them stories that captivated their hearts. He spoke of love, kindness, and faith, even when life was challenging. His words seemed to carry a divine warmth, and the children would listen in awe. One evening, as the sun began to set and the sky painted itself in hues of gold and crimson, a group of men came to visit Jesus at his workshop. They were strangers, travelers from distant lands, who had heard rumors of a wise man who spoke of a kingdom beyond this world. "We have heard of your wisdom," one of the men said, "and we have traveled far to seek your guidance." Jesus, ever gentle and welcoming, invited him to sit and share a meal. As they dined, the men asked him about his teachings, his views on the suffering of the world, and the nature of God. Jesus listened patiently, then began to speak of the kingdom of heaven, a place not of riches or power, but of love, humility, and peace. He explained that this kingdom was not a distant dream, but something that could be found within each heart. "The kingdom is near," he said, "and it begins with love for your neighbor and forgiveness for those who have wronged you." The travelers were astonished by his words, for they had never heard a message so simple yet profound. They realized that true greatness was not found in earthly power but in serving others. As word spread about Jesus' teachings, more people began to gather around him. One day, while walking by the Sea of Galilee, Jesus saw two fishermen casting their nets into the water. Their names were Peter and Andrew, brothers who worked hard to provide for their families. Jesus called out to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Without hesitation, they left their nets behind and followed him. Soon after, Jesus called two more brothers, James and John, from their fishing boat. They, too, left everything to follow him. With his new followers, Jesus traveled from village to village, healing the sick and comforting the brokenhearted. He touched the eyes of the blind, and they could see. He laid his hands on the crippled, and they walked. His compassion knew no bounds, and many began to believe that he was the promised Messiah. Crowds gathered wherever he went, hoping to catch a glimpse of this man who brought hope to the hopeless. Yet, despite his growing fame, Jesus remained humble, always reminding his disciples that his mission was to serve, not to be served. One day, Jesus took his disciples to a mountainside, where he sat down to teach them. This would become known as the Sermon on the Mount, a moment that changed the course of history. He spoke of blessings for the poor, the meek, and the peacemakers. He encouraged his followers to love their enemies and pray for those who persecuted them. "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you," he said, offering a new way of life centered on love and mercy. His words were revolutionary, challenging the harshness of the world with the power of love. As Jesus' message spread, so did opposition. The religious leaders of the time grew envious of his influence and fearful of his teachings, which threatened their authority. They plotted against him, seeking ways to discredit him or, worse, silence him. But Jesus remained undeterred. He continued to teach, to heal, and to love, even as the shadows of betrayal began to loom. His disciples, though devoted, could sense the growing danger, but Jesus reassured them, saying, "Do not be afraid, for I am with you always, even to the end of the age." The story of Jesus would soon lead to the greatest sacrifice of all, but his message of love and forgiveness would endure forever. His life, filled with moments of quiet humility and divine power, was a testament to the transformative power of compassion. Through his words and actions, he showed the world that true greatness lies not in wealth or strength, but in the ability to love others selflessly.